What is going on, guys? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. So as most of you guys know by now, Treyarch has already released the first images of their brand new DLC, The Awakening, which is honestly quite odd considering the game's only been out for a month now. But I think they're doing this probably the same reason they released a beta and started talking about the game really early, is to keep people interested in Call of Duty and to try to revive the series, which I think they've done a pretty good job at so far. And it looks like they're going to do a good job in the DLC, because some of these, I'll be honest, like normally I don't play while I play them, I don't really care about DLC multiplayer maps. Generally they kind of stink, well, at least in my opinion. But in this game, it actually looks like some of them are going to be pretty cool. Like the water park map looks just absolutely incredible, and I'm actually kind of excited for that. And then I also heard that that other map might be a hijacked remake, which there's a very good chance. But today I wanted to talk about the zombies map, because I really like zombies, and this map just looks absolutely incredible. It's basically a medieval map. That's basically what we're getting, and I know a lot of people have asked for that in the past and would think that would be really cool. I know a lot of people talked about, what if we had a medieval Call of Duty? But this is the next closest thing, and I think it'll be really cool. So the map is actually called Der Eisendrachen. I think that's how you would say it if you were like German or however the word is supposed to be said. But anyways, hold on a second. The Giants just scored they just scored a touchdown. Sorry, I'm watching the Giants game behind me. Anyways, like I was saying, it translates to the Iron Dragon, which is pretty awesome. But I wanted to point out a couple things that I noticed in this picture that are very, very interesting and very cool. One thing this map really reminds me of is Mob of the Dead and Call of the Dead. And the reason behind that is, first off, Call of the Dead is a snowy map that just takes place on the ship. Basically, the atmosphere is what reminds me of that. But Mob of the Dead, this map actually reminds me of Mob of the Dead because it looks very similar. It looks kind of like this prison. It's kind of secluded from everything else. This one's up on a mountain. And it just looks like there's multiple levels of this map. Like there's up on the up in the castle, there's a middle layer, and it looks like you can actually go down to quote unquote the docks, or whatever we would call it on this map, although there is probably no water. But first off, I want to say, let's take a look at the turret on the bottom left of the picture. That really caught my attention at first because I started thinking back to the Black Ops 1 map, where we had the turrets everywhere and you could press X and use the turrets to shoot zombies. And we haven't seen that recently. I mean, we've seen it, we saw it in Mob of the Dead, which is another thing that makes this map similar. Because we had the lighthouse, the sniper lighthouse, or the sniper tower, not lighthouse, and we just had all these cool things where you could activate them and they would shoot zombies. And this turret really reminds me of that. Maybe we have turrets on this map now. And when you think about it, this is kind of like a medieval map. I guess it's like an old school, so I guess we would be taking it back. We might just have some turrets on top of castles, buildings, places that we could shoot zombies with. I don't know, that'd be pretty awesome. I don't think that's just there to look cool. I think that that's probably usable or used for something, and possibly the Easter egg, who knows. Another thing that's really interesting, and this is something that I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't notice, if you look at the light on the top right, it's coming down from the sky. It's kind of like this yellowish light, and at first I didn't think much about it because there's another little yellow light in the top left corner, it looks like. But one thing that I really thought about, I was trying to come up with an idea. What could this be, right? Is it the sun? It doesn't look like it because it looks really dark and snowy. What could that possibly be? I wasn't thinking it was a spotlight. Maybe it's a spotlight. But what's one thing from Call of the Dead that looks exactly like? The upgrade machine light. If you guys remember back on Black Ops 1 Call of the Dead, the upgrade machine actually moved around the map, and it had this giant yellow light coming out of the sky that showed where it was. That yellow light looks exactly like it did on Call of the Dead, and I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that, although that would be really cool. Who knows? We don't know anything. All we're seeing is a picture. But the next thing that I want to shout out that's just absolutely incredible, I know a lot of people have noticed, is what appears to be a rocket ship in the back right corner of the map. You can see, and if you zoom in, if you like pull up the screen, like full screen, and look at it, it honestly looks like a rocket ship that's yet to take off. So you guys remember the Easter egg back on Moon where we shot the rockets and destroyed the Earth? Maybe we're doing something similar here. Who knows? I just think that's really cool that there's a little rocket base. Kind of like it looks like Ascension might be back there. Maybe that's just the Ascension map. Who knows? And if that's the Ascension map and I'm calling that now, then mark this video, because that'd be cool. I highly doubt it, but that would be cool. But yeah, there's a rocket back there, which means that we probably can go all the way back there, which means this map's probably going to be pretty big. Another thing that really makes me think this map is going to be huge that I'm not sure of, but I want to take a guess because it looks like there's a good possibility. And these are actually the final two things I want to point out. If we look in the medium right, you'll see that there's a little road that kind of leads to the right of the picture, that kind of leads off. That looks like we could walk down this little road and maybe get down the mountain somewhere. Okay, looking at that made me think, okay, maybe this is like Mob of the Dead where we go down to the docks. It's just going to be on a mountain, and maybe we can go to the bottom of the mountain or another layer of the mountain. And then I started noticing this giant kind of building thing in the bottom, like just the bottom middle, that looks kind of like it could be like a ski lift. And I start thinking all these zombies maps that we have, there's all this transportation that we can take. We've got a bus on transit. We've got this stupid tram system on Shadows of Evil. Mob of the Dead had that thing that took us up from the bottom to the top. I think that might be something that connects us to the rest of the map. It looks like a little ski lift or a lift that would take us to another part of the map, like down below. And at first I was very skeptical about that, but then I see this road right above it that kind of leads down that makes me think, well, shoot, maybe that's what that's supposed to be there for. Maybe we use that. But anyway, guys, that's just some things I wanted to point out. If you guys agree with me or disagree, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you see anything else that looks pretty interesting. I know there's a bell tower. A lot of people have been talking about the bell tower. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.